Ball, dunks.
Look at Strong running the floor out in front.
Welcome to Spaces. UConn 87, Providence 81. UConn improves to 20-1. Overall 10-0 in the Big East. Interesting stat lines tonight. Terrace Reed leads the way with 19 points and 6 rebounds tonight. Solo Ball with 17 points. Silas Demary Jr. With 15. Herraiba with 14, probably his best game in a long time. Malachi Smith probably gets the Welcome Back Award for tonight. But nonetheless, the Huskies are in first place in the Big East. Still I wouldn't say steamrolling, but cruising, I think. Cruising would be a proper adjective through the Big East. Halfway there at 10-0. Hurley Mania, you were there. What are your thoughts about tonight?
Yeah, good evening. Happy to be here with everybody late on a Tuesday night to do the same show we've been doing for 6 weeks.
Yes.
They're 20-1. They're 10-0 in the league, which is a tremendous achievement. And we have caviar and champagne problems here. But it's a lot of the stuff we focused on. Let's be positive to start. Just a great game by Malachi Smith. Really important to see him back at his best, and his playing time in the game was commensurate to the effort that he brought and the performance he had. I thought he was really, really good. Just a sensational job by him to a lot of energy, hustle plays, just really smart plays. Malachi, 7 assists, no turnovers, a sight for sore eyes from what we've seen from him lately. 4 for 4 from 3, 0 for 4 from 2. Did you get the full? I missed his only free throw. Only had 1 rebound, but I mean, he's the shortest guy on the court. But 30 minutes plus 14 when he was out there. Just a great performance from Malachi Smith. And also Eric Ryba, sensational performance in 21 minutes, 14 points, 8 rebounds, no turnovers, 2 blocks, a steal. I thought those 2 guys were by far the best players on the court. I thought Silas had a good game, but he had the foul trouble again. But 5 minutes in, I thought he might get 20 assists, but then fouls started happening again. But when you get that from Eric and you get that from Malachi, you end up getting something that this team hasn't gotten in a long time, which was bench points. They got 26 points off the bench, which was great to see. The other side of the Eric Ryba discussion, and I'm teeing you up to go to a weird place.
No, I'm not going to do that now.
Okay, we'll get to it eventually.
Maybe I'll do it later. I don't want to do it now.
Yeah, let's not do it right off the rip. Terrace had a testing evening. He had a really good he had like a really good last 10 minutes of the game when he came, and he was really good. And he gets the play of the night when he makes, of all the people, when he makes the open court steal and dunk. And it was as loud as I've heard that building get this year, truly, on a night where the crowd wasn't great because of the way the game was. And the entire game, they come out and UConn has a really good start against an all-time bad defensive team in the Big East Conference. Providence is a very good offensive team, and you saw that tonight. And in the first game, they're a good offensive team. Defensively, they are a train wreck defensively. And then the middle of the first half, Kim goes to his zone, and UConn looks shocked, like this isn't allowed. Like they have no idea how to handle it. And Jaden Ross is the only guy that realizes I need to go to the foul line, and he goes to cuts the foul line. The problem is anything he would do after that. It was a really rough night for Jaden and for Jalen as well. Jalen gets the elevation into the starting spot because Braylon Mullins in concussion protocol wasn't able to go tonight, not surprisingly. And Jalen and Jaden gave you everything they always give you on defense. It was really good, but offensively, just nothing from the two of them. They were combined 0 for 4. They only combined get 3 rebounds. They get 5 fouls together, 1 assist, and 3 turnovers. So it's just not enough from 2 third-year guys for what they're expecting. And the slack was considerably picked up by what they got out of Mally and out of Eric. A really tough shooting night for Alex and for Solo. And, Saturday was Solo's back, and we're right back to where we were before that now with Solo. 5 of 18 from the field, 2 of 10 from 3. we know he thinks he has the green light, but without Braylon Mullins, the green light was bright neon shining. Even though I couldn't see it at the game. He was it looked like he hurt the wrist again.
He did.
And it was after Providence was shooting free throws. So I'm presuming it happened before that. Dan post game explained that, and we've talked about Solo this year has improved at driving to the hole. Part of that is like he's hitting the floor a lot, and it's a recipe for getting your wrist hurt. And I mean, tonight he started, I thought, pretty well, and he drew a foul on a three. So, hey, we were all the way back, and then it just went, he couldn't hit anything after that. I'm not as worried about the wrist as I was a week ago, but I mean, it's still a thing with him. And Alex ends up putting up 8, 9, and 7 on a night where he shot 3 of 14 from the field, which is a testament to the offensive player he is. I thought defensively he was really poor. But I mean, he had 7 assists, 1 turnover. So his defensive struggles were kind of the team's broadly. They just don't ball stop. This is a Providence team that the only thing they do well is offense, and they're really good in transition. And this UConn team played them like 3 weeks ago. And just Providence would UConn make a basket, and Providence would just push it down the floor, and nobody would ball stop. Nobody would ball. They would just go right to the lane. And Oswin gets 3 dunks, all of them on just blown Terrace Reed box outs. I'm really not trying to set you up this early in the show, I swear, but it keeps coming up. Oswin had a great night. He had 14 and 10, and that can't happen against this UConn team. They just have to get more out of the front line. Dan post game alluded to it. They've tried everything else. We're at the point where it becomes what you can control as a coach is you can control minutes. And Eric's got to play more minutes. And part of that is because of how well he played tonight. I thought he was great.
Yeah. I'll get into it later, but Eric needs to play more. Offense looks a lot better. Eric does some kind of dopey freshman things, like he'll set a moving screen here and there. He'll blow a screen here and there. Like he just does a lot of really sort of rinky-dink freshman things. He doesn't make a lot of the same mistakes over and over and over and over and over and over and over again that you shouldn't be making after 4 years of college basketball. But I just think everything just kind of flows through Eric a little bit better. We'll get into that later on. But it was great just to see the bench back, man. After I think it was 4 consecutive games where I think they were held under 10 points or close to it. Won the bench scoring battle tonight, 26-17. That's what we need, and I'll be honest, like everybody, it's all nitpicking on a 21-1 team, right? But I think I'm for me personally, the big flashing alarm bell for this team, if there was going to be a thing like that I was genuinely concerned about coming out of the last stretch of games, has been kind of the disappearing act that Malley had done, and not being very playable and turning the ball over a lot. And Dan talked about in the press conference after the game tonight. They pulled him over the other day and they said, "Look, we cannot do this without you." And he responded exactly the way that you'd want him to respond. One of his best games in the UConn uniform. 30 minutes tonight, 12 points, dished out 7 assists, 4 for 4 from the 3-point line. It's a great night. Of course, they're making twos. But that's what they need. The guard depth thing was starting to scare me a little bit. They played Silas again, 32 minutes again tonight. But he's got to be a guy that's given some dudes a breather off the bench, and he needs to be what he was tonight. So it was a big relief for me to see him kind of storm back. I think tonight was probably the first or second time all year. Stewie and Ross kind of just both had kind of I wouldn't say a total stinker, but it wasn't great tonight, which is no bueno. That's going to happen every now and then. Just the bench in general, they needed to get that rolling, particularly Eric and Malachi again. And so that was, I think, a positive to see. Alex, Alex is Alex, man. Even when he's not filling it up or he's had a kind of a lousy game, he just finds other ways to contribute on the team. And we just saw it tonight, 7 assists, 9 rebounds, 2 blocks, just little things, 2 steals tonight. He finds different ways to impact the game. Solo's going to get a little bit more of the green light than normal with Braylon gone. But, I'm going to be honest with you, man. I thought Dan kind of had a weird answer to the question when they were talking to him in the press conference, where it made it seem like he wasn't totally cool with Solo taking that many shots.
Yeah.
Maybe I read into it a little too much. I don't know. It kind of came off like that. Almost like, I don't know, man. Yeah. He's going to do what he's going to do. Although I did find his answer. He just needs to, stay in the air and not get knocked to the floor. That would be nice. It would be nice for everybody. But, again, I think the great thing about this team, is they just know how to win basketball games, man. When it comes time to kind of hunker down and figure out a way to get things over the finish line, they do figure out a way to piece it together and win these games. And, we've talked about it for years and years. I know the conference is down, and I'm not trying to be like a hopeless optimist here, but these are all coaching staffs that know us, how we run things, what to do. There's an element of that's not going to look as good in season. It's tough. It's tough to win in conference, and they're 10-0 at the halfway mark. And everything so far looks so good, but we've talked about a lot. It's still a lot of the same issues, man, that it's late January. I think that's part of the frustration. All of the stuff that they don't do well is fixable, but it's not fixed yet. And they have all of the hallmarks and trademarks of overseeded teams, the things that they do, and those overseeded teams that get bounced earlier in the tournament. They have all of them right now. And as happy as I am about where they're at, the big goal is winning the whole thing, right? Getting to the Final Four. They're not playing at that level right now. And free throw shooting, I know a lot of Terrace's poor free throw shooting is baked in there. He takes a lot of the free throws because he gets fouled a lot, right? We don't rebound well. We don't take care of the ball very well. The three-point shooting is very in and out. It's not like a go-to guy outside. I'd probably put Silas in that category. And I think I'm comfortable saying that. Silas is a go-to guy. I'll say that. I think they figure that out. Even the bench has been a little wishy-washy the last couple of weeks. So, I can't believe I feel this way about a 20-1 team. It's so stupid, dude. But, you can't not see it, and it's just the old man in me. I've watched too much college basketball in my life to be like, oh, man. And to me right now, we feel more like we're really good. I'm not saying this team sucks. They do not suck, guys. They are not a bad team. I think they're a very good team. I think they're a national title contender. I really do. But I think they're more in the mold right now of kind of like that Baylor team the year after they won the national title, the one that got domed by the half-assed North Carolina team that walked their way to a national championship game.
And one of the weirder NCAA tournament games that I've watched.
100%.
Which is bizarre.
A bizarre game. They're more in the, speaking of UNC, kind of more in the mold of the 24 UNC team that we beat in the Garden, where you have all these talented guys and there's nobody can kind of seem to hit that ceiling. But you look at the talent on the floor, you're like, what the fuck, man? How is this not in fourth or fifth gear? But they win games, they get it over the line. I know the cute thing to say is oh, the 24 team broke all of our brains, and that's not a realistic thing to hold them up to. And I completely disagree with that. I don't think the 24 team broke anybody's brains. I mean, maybe some of the people that more casually watch this stuff, but I just think they're a step behind a lot of the elite teams right now, pretty clearly. I mean, you watch some of the real tip top teams right now that we just haven't had that kind of showcase level game yet. It doesn't mean I don't think it's not in there. It doesn't mean that they could literally wake up on Saturday and just find a gear that we haven't seen and just sit on it the rest of the year. Like you could absolutely convince me of that scenario, right? I would have no arguments for me. I'm optimistic. I think the odds of them figuring this shit out are way higher than them not. But if they don't, like as they kind of are right now, that's more in line with what they are, which is a team that can win it, can get to a Final Four. But boy, oh boy, is that like a team that I'm going to be looking. If we're a 1 seed, I am going to be shitting my pants when I look at whatever the 4 or the 5 seed is in the region. I'd be very nervous about looking over at that. I would not want to see Kansas with Darren Peterson healthy and a 4 or 5 seed right now. Like there's a whole host of teams that like kind of got off to a shitty start. They're starting to figure some things out right now. That I would be suspect about.
Can I read you the bracket matrix, the consensus 4 and 5 seeds right now?
So I'm going to go out on a limb on this. I'm going to try to beat you to the punch on this.
Okay.
I'm going to say they're going to go with Kansas or Florida, and then I would say Alabama.
Yeah, the 4s are BYU, Vanderbilt, Virginia, Kansas. The highest rated 5 is Florida, Arkansas, Alabama, North Carolina.
Yeah. Exciting times.
I want no part of Caleb Wilson, and we've talked enough shit about Hubert Davis. That would be Hubers and bunches.
That'd be our fault, totally.
But
I'm not getting dark and dreary about this. Like the 21, the 10 are in the Big East. But I don't think it's somebody just put a meme up. I love it. No escalators. That is killer meme. That's a quality.
Well, because the thing about tonight is like they rarely really trailed in this game. They got out to the 10-point lead 10 minutes in, and then Providence hit a shot, and like you kind of just couldn't really extend it back to double digits. They led between, it felt like 2 and 7 for the rest of the game, and it was that whole the killer instinct, the 4th gear thing or 5th gear thing. They're really good, but I thought there was a noticeable change in Dan's post-game press conference tonight. He didn't talk about people nitpicking. He was more not down, but more like not, hey guys, things are great. Don't worry about it. We have things to fix. It was more he sounded more concerned about the things that they need to fix, about whether they can fix the things they need to fix because we're this far in. He admitted that any concerns are he direct quote, "We created a monster." Yes, you did. We are only holding them to the standards they have set, and that they, I believe, and now I know, hold themselves to. It's hard. I think right now they are a top 20 team. I don't think they're the second best team in the country. I think they can get there. They know what needs to be fixed, but it hasn't been fixed yet, and we're 21 games in. And so as Dan has alluded to, at a certain point, that label hangs on you for a reason. And it's tough right now. I mean, they did do this tonight without Braylon Mullins. They did put up 87 points against a terrible defense. So that is notable. And hopefully Dan was more positive post-game on Braylon than I would have expected. We don't know for sure if he had a concussion. Just he was in the protocol. It doesn't mean he had one. So hopefully maybe he plays Saturday. Obviously you want to be careful with it, as they'll be playing a Creighton team coming off an embarrassing loss.
Are they still playing? They're going to lose tonight.
They cut it to 15. They were down 25 at Fiserv, which was stunning to walk in the door and see that. But yeah, there's issues on this team. We know what they are. They're still a really good team. They're still, the top 20. There's almost always a top 20 level team in the Final Four. They're not always the top 5 teams. And this is a team that can get there. I understand everything that why they can get there. We see it. It doesn't feel like it's an impossible fix. It's more irritating that to the team, I'm sure, and the coaching staff, and obviously the fans, that they just haven't gone out there and put the fucking foot on the floor on somebody yet. They kind of play with their fruit a bit.
I just feel like they get double digits and it short circuits.
Yeah.
I mean, it is like riding a rocket, or like,
they're trying to go from 10 to 20 in one possession.
It's like they take their plastic slide to the top of a ski jump. And it's a lot of fun on the way down. And then all of a sudden you look down and there's nothing underneath you. And it just is what they are. I mean, like Purdue has just dropped their third straight, by the way, tonight.
Yeah,
But
everybody
that's kind of
going through it.
But again, that's another team. Predictive metrics, like real defensive issues. Purdue has. They can't guard a bird bath right now. They can fill it up, but same sort of like institutional defensive problems right now. So they're starting to fade a little bit. And so that's we'll see. I'm not. Again, I think there's plenty of runway for them to get better. I feel more optimistic that they are going to get better more than I think they'll stay the same. But every game passes, and like this is like the 12th game in a row. We've just kind of like seen the same thing. It's like I'm not.
It's 11.
Just totally
actually.
discard it because I don't. Is 11 okay? 11.
So if you're at Florida, which was a great performance, it's aging beautifully. Yeah. They've played 11 games since then, starting with the Texas game.
Yeah.
And tonight was the closest to Texas in terms of just giving up a million free throws. A billion free throws. The one thing that I want to touch on real quick, positively before we open it up, was that because of Mally playing well, it opened up, and Braylon not playing. We saw some wild lineup combinations tonight that were very
insane.
Interesting
tonight.
I think most of them worked, by the way.
Yeah, they did for the most part. Offensively, we weren't that lucky, man. We scored 87 points tonight. Like, this is the other thing. Like, we scored 87 points tonight. We have put a combined 190 points on Providence this year.
Yeah.
Now, we've also almost given up 170 something points, but or something like that. I'm not even looking at it. But I thought the offense was okay tonight. But it's just been kind of the same thing. Any Vegas line, metric spread, forget it, guys. I think we're 5-12, something like that.
Probably.
5 for the last 12.
And Providence's page as well. They're 25th in offensive efficiency, and they're 202nd in defensive efficiency.
Oh.
If they were top 150, that's a tournament team. Lock tournament team, because they don't blow the games they've blown. They've got UConn once.
Yeah.
They have a really good roster. Kim is a great high school recruiter. Their freshmen and sophomores are really good. They aren't going to be there in 6 months, but the way things are sounding with what's going to might happen, Dan did a mid-South 80s job of putting Kim over post-game, by the way. Like the first 3 minutes. That was.
I love him too. It's the greatest coach in Providence basketball history.
And he's put up with some incredibly vile shit from Providence fans online this week. The least surprising thing to happen. Yeah, just horrific shit.
But I'll tell you, if one of our coaches cook off and he wants to come recruit here,
fine with me. If he wants to bring some of those guys, Vax, Mela, I'm on board. But the other thing tonight, so with the different lineups, we saw Mally and Solo and Silas on the floor at the same time. That was interesting. I thought it worked pretty well. They had the funniest non-Hurley moment of the Dan Hurley involved moment of the year. I guess he kind of is involved. When the first possession they had against the zone, Silas brings the ball up court and Mally is just running around, and Terrace, Jalen, not Terrace, sorry, Eric Riva, Jalen, and Alex Caravan all are staring at Dan, like looking at the bench, letting Dan explain to them what the fuck we're supposed to run here. They all just stopped and looked back.
College.
And it was one where they scored. It was one where they scored. Riva scored at the buzzer of the shot clock, I believe. So it worked. But it was very funny watching them all at the same time. The three of them go, "What the fuck is this? I don't know what this rotation is. I don't know what they're doing." Watching Oswin play drop, by the way, in person is wild. Like, just
there's a guy that loses his mind and his brain melts on Providence every single defensive rotation. There's just a guy. When we talk about, like Dan said it after the game, I actually thought this was perfect. We've been talking. It was validating. I like it when I'm validated or otherwise proven right. Dan said, it feels like every single game, some crucial area fails us, right? And ostensibly makes things worse than they should be. Providence, something crucial fails them every possession.
Yes.
So,
About 20 seconds in, usually, two guys just go full speed into one another.
Leroy Jenkins.
I mean, UConn didn't have to run 3 screens tonight. They ran 2, and it was just the window
That was
shut
another
down.
thing. They could have scored 100 easy tonight and just too much paint passing.
Yes.
Take the ball on the rack, lay the ball
pa-
in, finish strong at the rim. The number of passes that we make in the paint.
The bounce
Couple feet
passes
from
in the
ourselves.
paint. The bounce passes.
Oh, stop. Stop. Please stop.
You know what else was
Sweet baby
validating?
Jesus, stop.
You know what else was validating tonight? Duncan Powell, 7 minutes, 0 for 2 from 3.
I'm just happy for you that you were in a building with another man and you didn't have the worst hair.
I took so many pictures of him. It's wild to see him in person.
I can't wait. You're gonna be up tomorrow morning with your wife, and you're gonna be like, "Look at this guy.
Look at this. Look at this.
You had
Every angle.
You got this looker to look at every morning. You could be worse. You could have that guy." Oh, that was great. Nothing better than being better.
87-81, 20-1, 10-0 in the league. Corn Country on Saturday. Then Xavier, and then a week from this Friday, UConn St. John's won.
There we go. We're in the
Garden.
First. We're projected to take a loss in that game, by the way. Finally, in the metrics, we have a loss.
The good news is that'll be a game where if they win, they will cover the Ken Pom spread. So that's a really good way to bounce back the metrics. Just go win that.
Jacked up. Get me that spreadsheet covered. I want one.
That's all I want. Marquette ended up winning by 14. I'm waiting to see if the Creighton result has loaded in yet. It has not. This will be very funny because UConn's currently favored by 5 in Omaha. No fucking way. Can't wait to see what it looks like after the.
I cannot wait to see Greg McDermott's post game. By the way, I'm going to pull that up at some point. We are about to watch a very old man commit seppuku.
No, tonight was an all-time sandbag by Creighton. If you think I don't see that's sort of what they're trying to pull for Saturday, can absolutely see that shit coming a mile away. Hope I'm wrong. I usually am, but I'm just preparing.
But even if they don't, we'll figure out a way to make it so. All right, time to let the wieners whine.
Yes.
Hot dog. The UConn Husky season is here, and the good folks at Martin Roll Souls are here to help keep you fueled so you can keep foot on gas throughout the year. Hot dogs, kielbasa, sausages, deli meats, you name it. Not only can you grab what you need for the big game at their retail store at 45 Grove Street in New Britain, but even bring the meats to you and ship them across the country. That's Martin Roll Souls, the official sponsor of the Connecticut Basketball Spaces Wiener line. We have the Whalers skull horn tonight, by the way. Folks, it's to the meat of tonight's show, and by that we mean the Martin Roll Souls Wiener line. We'll be taking calls and check-ins here for the next hour. So go ahead, request on up, and we'll give you an opportunity to spew your filth. So speaking of filth, a man that's it's disgusting how right he's been so far, depending on what your outlook on life is. We might as well get this out of the way first. No escalators. Feel free to peacock around.
I'm just happy we all have another chance to be a very normal fan base who does very normal things.
Completely.
I do appreciate the variety of who gets to be mad in the fan base. Like a couple of years ago, it was the people who don't know how to tie their shoes, and this year, it's maybe people who are a little more with it. But it's fun to see like the lunacy creep in and like feel insane myself. They're 20-1, and I'm just like grumpy the whole time. I don't like feeling like Eeyore. I don't like Jared Cutler yelling at me.
Yeah.
How hard it is to get that man angry at you.
I know, but he's so wrong. Like I get it. I get why he like it's 20-1. It's cool, but
he's an optimist.
they'd be 20-1 playing Connecticut high school teams.
Yeah. You're the XKCD comic. You don't understand. Someone is wrong on the internet. Yeah, when
Yeah.
Dan says post game about conference play is tough. No, Dan, not in this league. It's not. No, not this year.
No,
I know
it's
normally it is. This is yeah. Go ahead.
that's the other thing. When they were playing like close games in 23, and I people really fucking hate this concept, but I do sort of try to ignore as best I can wins and losses, because there actually is no virtue in winning close games versus losing close games. Clutch is not real. Um, there's so many things that happen in the course of a game that if it's decided by 4 or fewer points, it's like it's a coin flip. And someone had a stat of like Dan Hurley in close games going back to like 2021 and showing the records by year. And like, yeah, this team is 8-1 or 7-1 in games decided by 2 possessions or less or something like that. And that was not the record in 2023, and it was not the record in 2024. And it's not like a moral failing on the past teams, and it's just sort of like weird luck. And the conference is dog shit. They are so bad. Everybody in this league is so bad, and UConn should be obliterating them. And I hope that it comes soon, because I feel like I'm going crazy.
Yeah, I called Hot Balls on the drive home just to briefly go over stuff, and I mentioned to him like tonight was the night where I'm like realizing how bad the league is. The fact that this UConn team playing like this hasn't been popped yet is really an indictment.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's really, I mean, specifically this team they played tonight in the first game, like holy shit, that looked like point shaving, like bad. It wasn't, but I don't think. I'm even madder now because Ken Palm has updated with Creighton, and now UConn is supposed to go out to Omaha and just win by 7. So we'll see. We'll see.
People who want to, I just would not gamble a lot on this team covering any spread ever.
UConn minus 7 on a Saturday night in Omaha against the hand grenade team of the league.
Well, it would be nice if like I keep waiting, like every game I go into it, and I like, you guys don't host the pregame spaces. Literally every single one, I would be the most positive, optimistic, annoying person in the world, because every time I set myself up and I say, this is it, they're gonna fucking murder this team. I'm not gonna have to care. I can probably take a nap in the second half. And then, like you said earlier, they like felt like they were trying to go from 10 to 20. They never got to 10.
Well, they did
They
one, but yeah.
they were like regularly at like 6 or 7, and then it was a 2-point game again. That was the entire second half. It just it just has not all clicked yet, and it's all there, and you can see all of the different pieces, and it is infuriating. And I don't know if Solo highlighted on TV holding his wrist, and I know Megan Bard was at the game and saw him fall on his wrist, which seemed to be like a big turning point. I missed that particular play. But like, I don't know if he's got to sit down for a week or two just to get the wrist right. But something's obviously off there. And like, it's just Malachi being great tonight was great. And it would be great to see that be consistent going forward, because I think it would be super helpful when he has played his best. The team has played its best. Like, I think that's a through line. If you want to look at the games that are good, Illinois, Florida, UMass Lowell, they're games where he has his best performances. So like it's there. It has never all clicked on one time, and I feel crazy because I'm saying it every time I call into this show that I stay up for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know why anybody does. Thank you though. I like imagining that you like at 4 p.m. the day of a game, before a night game, you just rewatch the UMass Lowell game again. Be like, see, it's there. It's there. I know it's there.
It's that really is that's the best performance of the year, and it makes me sad. That's the one that matters the most. This league is, or that's the key. I don't know. Maybe they all just got to go back and think about beating the Mississippi Riverhawks.
It actually just got passed as the most dominant performance in all of college basketball this week, and I don't know if you saw that.
I missed that. That's a shame.
Louisville beating Pitt 100-59 at the Pete.
No, well,
Hey,
if we have to lose to something, I'm happy to have it be Pittsburgh fans being sad, especially before Louisville turns around and gets trucked themselves. Anyway, I have nothing to add. I have no insights other than I will now go and think that Creighton will be the game when they turn it around. And you had the number wrong. Marquette beat them by 24 tonight, not 14.
Why did I
Um, so um,
God damn
it would be lovely if we can do the same. It feels like Creighton either like that team would drive me even more nuts because they were like totally schizophrenic. They're killing people or getting totally destroyed, and more
Yeah,
recent
when
battles
they
they're totally
lose,
destroyed. So
they leave no doubt.
yeah,
Largely. It's,
and I guess the last thing I'll say is, I think I don't know if there's any Providence fans listening to this, and I do suspect that when Hurley gets out and says something like Kim English is going to be a star, part of it is trying to antagonize Providence
yes,
fans because he hates them so
100%.
much. But I do think there's a lesson there in that, like, the close game results, like, it is not it is not something to like look at a bunch of close losses and say, oh, this guy is totally cooked. I get that they're mad, but you could imagine that team being extremely good next year if they stay the course. And I hope they don't and screw it up because God, who would want to take that job with what that fan base is like and what they've done to the past two coaches? So I would love for them to move on and not have a chance to like get a little close game luck and be actually good next year. All right. Good night. Go
Good night.
Huskies. I hope they all piece it together because I would like our fan base to not be irritated at each other all the time over a team that's 20-1. It's making me insane.
Thank you. By the
I'm
way,
having a good time. I don't
this
know
year's
how anybody's
Providence
not else is
team,
having a good time.
this year's Providence team is so clearly the other side of the coin to the bullshit Ed Cooley luckier. Like it should be obvious to that fan
100%.
base, but they just can't see it.
No,
It's just the other side.
it's not a bunch of high level thinkers in that fan base.
It's not Kim's fault.
Speaking of high level thinkers, that probably wants to put us in our place. Megan Bard, how are you tonight?
Hello. I heard my name, so I felt I had to come in and say hello.
Well, hi.
Yeah, no, uppercase is correct. Excuse me. I did appear. So Solo, like early in the game, hit a couple shots. He went up and challenged defensively, ended up on the ground, and it looked like he came up holding his wrist, and then he missed a bunch of shots. And then he was hurting but that was like early in the first half. So like I don't know. He looked like he was hurting again later in the second half, but it seems like his wrist is definitely still giving him trouble. But I am by no means an expert on any of this. To be clear, this is just what I saw with my eyeballs from my seat in Gamble.
Yeah,
It didn't
I
look good.
only
I mean, he was
noticed
holding it in multiple camera shots on TV.
Yeah,
Okay.
and like the first time I noticed, it was
Not
like
happy
it
with.
was early in the first half. So, and it was like he challenged someone defensively. He ended up on the ground, and when he was like sitting up, I was like, "Oh shit, I think he's holding my wrist again."
Mhm.
And then he proceeded to miss several shots in a row. So
Yeah.
that seemed conclusive. But again, just me bullshitting.
Yeah, no escalators talked about the idea of sitting him. I mean, we talked about the idea of sitting him, and then he went nuts on Saturday against Villanova. So, like, I don't know.
And he made some shots at the end of the game too. Made a couple of big middies and hit a big three. So like, what the hell do I know? I don't know. And without Braylon, like, what's your option? Like, you I don't know. I don't know
Taking
what the choice
Ross
is.
from the corner all the time, every other play. That's
I
your
have to say,
option.
I really did like seeing Silas and Malachi playing together. Like Malachi had a great game, 4 for 4 from 3. You love to see that. But I thought that like kind of opened the offense up a little bit. Like, gave Mally a little playmaking, let Silas play off the ball a little bit. But like they were both kind of like doing a little bit of everything in terms of like guard positions. So I thought that worked really nicely when they were both out there together, which was a very nice addition. And Ryba was 6 for 6 from the floor. And I know we were all confluffled about no bench production, and they got a lot of bench production today, which was really nice. I just think people have, like, I've said this a bunch of times, but I think everybody's brain got broken by the 23 and 24 team, and we watch every single minute of every single one of these games, so everyone is going to nitpick just by nature. But I also think like a lot of people don't have like a fully realistic picture of where UConn is in comparison to all of the other teams, and like respectfully, like teams being able to win games make the plays at the end of the games when you need to make the plays to win the games. Like that is a thing. And I know this because I watched Diana Taurasi play basketball for an entire career. Like there are people who simply know how to win a game when the game is on the line. And for whatever reason, this team keeps winning games. Like they have a collection of human beings that on any given night can beat whoever they've played against, except for Arizona, who hasn't lost to anybody, and they didn't have Terrace or Braylon that day. So like, I don't expect the prettiest game ever, but like after the Ollie years, like I'm not going to do anything but enjoy this team. They are 20-1. They've beat a lot of really good teams. Like I just don't think it's reasonable to expect the kind of stuff you saw from the 24 team or the 23 team. Like they're not going to win every game by 15 points. Like it's that would be nice, but that's what UConn women's basketball is for. You want to watch somebody beat everybody by 40 points? Go flip on a women's game. They're right there.
I enjoy watching the women beat teams by 45 points.
So do I.
I'm going
Who
to
doesn't?
really enjoy it on Sunday when the second best SEC team in the state of Tennessee comes to Hartford. In a snowstorm, because there has to be a snowstorm if Tennessee's in Hartford. It's a rule.
Man, it's feeling. I mean, I wonder if they ended up playing Seton Hall last weekend on Saturday instead of Sunday. Maybe they'll do that again. I have no idea.
I want them here in a snowstorm.
In a snowstorm,
struck by Sarah Strong.
Yeah, I mean, I know I've been hearing there's a lot of chatter in the women's basketball universe, about the Big East is down, blah blah blah. But their non-conference schedule has turned out to be a lot better than I think people were anticipating at the beginning of the year. They've got a bunch of the teams they played and beat the crap out of are ranked teams. I think I strongly recommend jumping on this bandwagon. This is a really good basketball team. They're really fun to watch. They turn over teams at an absurd rate, and then Sarah Strong's maybe the best player I've ever seen. I don't know. She breaks my brain every time I watch her.
She has to play 2 more years in college.
It's crazy. It's so crazy.
I hope she sues to go to the WNBA sooner because this is stupid. This is a waste.
I mean, she's having a good time.
Total waste of time. No, this is honestly a waste of time. I'm just going to be honest.
I mean,
it could be both. It could be a lot of fun.
In fairness, she's getting a lot more amenities.
For a lot more times, win many more championships, put her name up. I want all of these things. I can say that and also admit this is an impossibly stupid waste of time for her.
You have to keep in mind, though, that like a W existence is not the same as an NBA existence. No, like being a college player for a woman is objectively better, is in terms of like, especially when you play for UConn and like,
this is true.
What the university provides compared to what you get when you're a WNBA player. Like this is not a 1-to-1 comp compared to the NBA. So she's playing for the biggest brand in women's college sports and maybe all of them, one of the biggest brands in all of women's sports. Like she's doing fine. Don't you worry about her. And then we all get to watch her win like a bunch more games, which will be awesome.
Yeah, they whip ass.
They're fun as hell, man.
They get to play Xavier tomorrow. Oh God, that's murder. No, but thank you, Megan. Yeah, listen. Still, the men's side, they're still really good.
Listen, we go into Creighton.
I would like the men to do what the women do.
I know. Listen, it feels like you're just
that's
a cat chasing after a toy. You're like, I know it's there. I know this team can turn it on. We know
y'all sound like you're like chasing a heroin addiction. Like 100%. I understand. Yeah, I get it.
Stupid.
It's intoxicating.
Everybody that is talking about the metrics side thinks this is fucking stupid. All right, I'm gonna do it anyway.
Listen, I'm not saying metrics aren't important. I'm not one of those idiots that like doesn't believe in analytics. Right. I of course I understand the analytics argument, but the reality is, they just keep winning. They just keep winning the games. And as long as that continues to be the case, I am going to enjoy the hell out of it. Like, I don't know what the hell we're going to see in Creighton. That team is bipolar. I don't know. I don't know what's going to show up when we get there. Who knows?
I'd like to know what Terrace we're going to get.
I'd like to see
I feel bad because it's like I'm poking hot balls on that, and I'm really not trying to. It's my biggest concern.
I want to get later. I want to get to this later.
We're giving it an hour before you just.
I'm trying so hard not to have a fucking meltdown about it, but it is driving me nuts.
Yeah, I'll say this. I think Saturday is a huge game for Eric Ryba on the positive side.
Yes.
Against that Creighton team that's just freaking impossible to predict. Well, what's one thing they haven't seen? This guy. So, ahead of that, they are. It's a Creighton team. Here's the ultimate test for UConn. This Creighton team is bottom 15 in the country in forcing turnovers. If UConn's had turnover issues, which they largely didn't tonight in the second half, they really shouldn't have them on Saturday because this team doesn't force turnovers. If ever there was a game for a post player maybe to have his shit together, it would be Saturday. It's a Creighton team that is really bad at blocks despite having size. It's a Creighton team that offensively does not draw a lot of free throws. On paper, it's the ideal kind of team for UConn to play. It's a team that doesn't draw a lot of free throws when they have the ball, and they don't force a lot of turnovers. Two things this UConn team's susceptible to. Does it give me any confidence going into Saturday night? Fuck no. I don't know what's going to happen. Anything could happen in that godforsaken hellhole.
I don't know. Like, did we exorcise the demons, or is that just still like a haunted place? I don't know. I'm not an expert on this.
I would remind everyone.
Should we call the Etsy witch?
I think.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Or 10 of them. I want to call the whole goddamn coven.
I don't have an Etsy witch on retainer, but like if anyone else does, they should definitely holler at her like soon as possible.
Can we do it to like fix Solo, please, and Braylon? Because it took Liam going for 38.
Yeah, maybe we need. I don't. Again, not an expert, but some sort of like healthy protective shield, some sort of healing spell. There's got to be.
I don't know if I want an Etsy witch. I might have to get a voodoo doctor this time. I want to get we got to go like heavy artillery.
I mean, I feel like
I want this guy to eat like a live rooster or a blue jay like on a live stream.
Peter
blood sacrifice.
I don't want to disrespect the Etsy witch, man. Like, she could take it all back.
Yeah. Let's just get both. We got something for everybody. For the metrics people, for the feeling good about winning people, we all get the kind of.
I'm so mad. I'm looking at the game preview, and everything about this Creighton team looks like the best possible team for UConn to face, or the worst team to have to face UConn, and it's making me more upset because I'm like, I know all this is bullshit. That building, weird fucking shit happens.
They're gonna just bomb threes in our face or some nonsense, and it'll be very upsetting. And I just, I was prepared for Seton Hall to be a disaster.
They're bad at threes, Megan, but you're right.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like something horrific may or may not happen in that building because it does sometimes. It does. I hope for Dan's sake it doesn't because, they're mean to him there.
By the way, if DePaul can win their next game, they are going to be sneaking into fifth. And if Creighton keeps doing what they're doing, fourth place DePaul.
What?
I just want to say, what if the wake-up call is DePaul getting us in the 1-4 game?
That would be hilarious.
On Friday.
No way you can make me mad about that, by the way. Not a single solitary. If we have to play DePaul in a Saturday in a semifinal game, it is going to feel like the roadiest road game that's ever road gamed in the history of Madison Square Garden. It's going to be the first time we get 90-10 in that building. We're
gonna be the Iron Sheik at WrestleMania.
It's big time. Dude. Any time when that happens, the number of people are gonna hang around to go to that disgrace of a basketball game, and it totally will be us.
Yeah.
Oh, can't wait. Kidding? Well, I have to go to Saturday then if they get through.
Unbelievable. Yeah. Friday night DePaul is just what I need, but like Saturday DePaul,
that would be
intimidating.
Crazy.
This is also going to lead to us vociferously rooting for whoever the 5 seed is to avoid DePaul because we don't want any part of that voodoo.
Could you imagine being in the same
session
as DePaul?
Not playing them. We've been in the session with DePaul a lot.
Yeah.
We've been playing.
Been to that session, but we've never been inside of that possession, that session with them. I haven't, at least. I can't imagine the energy.
I've gone to a DePaul session. It was the one opposite us in 23 when they played Xavier and they blew the huge lead.
Oh, yeah.
Poor Dibs rear-ended someone in the Hudson Tunnel after fucking driving
all the way up from Chicago to rear-end some guy in the Holland Tunnel.
2 miles. A big week for them. They announced the practice facility. They've caught up to 2008. They got $20 million towards it. So DePaul's making moves on and off the court. And that's part of the thing, Megan. Why am I so into the metrics? I mean, watching the teams in the league isn't exactly fucking exciting viewing. That's what's hard.
I mean,
like last night, I turned on Arizona BYU, and I'm like, oh god, this looks like a different sport. And we've played both of these teams and played well.
Yeah,
but
I think also we might just be one of those teams that like plays up or down to our competition to some degree.
That's actually giving me hope. Like I'm not worried about this UConn team if they had to run into Houston or Purdue or like in the tournament, they play well. I'm worried about them against the SoCon champ in the second round that wins. Not bad example. It'll be an 8-9. I'm terrified of the 8-9 game. That one I'm scared of.
Yeah, just watching St. Louis come waltzing on into the round of 32.
Oh,
with that goofy asshole center. Yeah,
we should be a 15-point underdog in that game. The 8-9s are Auburn, Georgia, Iowa. Imagine Silas against Georgia. UCF. UConn against Bennett Sturts. That wouldn't be fun. Texas A&M, Buckyball, Wisconsin. They suck. St. Mary's and Utah State.
That's not too bad. Not too bad.
And the thing is, like, you know, people are complaining about the Big East, like, it's not like they haven't played teams that turned out are actually quite good.
Right. That's the thing. They've done everything.
Also true of the women, it turns out. Like both of them have had these non-conference schedules that turned out to be better than anticipated. And you know, even this, I mean, the men's schedule was crazy, and they won all but one of those games.
Yeah, it's what they've done it. Everything we've asked them to do, and we're like,
I've done it. They did, and we're still hitting it, going, oh, I don't know, man.
You know,
I would like you to do it from the left side, not the right side.
We should shout out because I did allude to him. Silas is incredible.
Oh, he's been so good, man. He's been fantastic.
I was shocked when he missed the free throws on the flagrant late. I was genuinely shocked by that because he's been so nails late. Like the last 5 minutes of the game, he's like a closer, and I'm ready to ask if he's the best player on the team. I think he might be.
Yes.
And that's not just me trying to do the anti-Alex thing people think.
I will commit seppuku on this show if we did not have Silas DeMary Jr. on this team, this would be horrifying.
I love Silas. I love him so much.
He's gone from a guy that was like kind of trying to catch up and figure things out. He's the best player on this team.
He's such a dog, man. Like he gets huge rebounds at the end of the game. Like this is kind of what I was talking about. Like dudes who know how to win basketball games. Like he knows how to win the game and like makes huge plays when they need to get made. I also think there are some things about this team that are kind of like inexplicable. Like there's some plus minuses, you know, you'll see Stewie's in there and he's, you know, plus 12, but like didn't really score any points. Or Jaden Ross, you know, does a whole bunch of stuff, you know, late in the Nova game that like doesn't really show up in the stat sheets. And you're kind of like, I don't know why that worked, but I watched it work. So apparently it did. And, you know, in previous years, Dan had been like really wedded to his substitution rotations. And I feel like he's gone like more vibes based with his substitutions, which is definitely working. It's a more like Calhounian approach, I feels like, because I mean, he always had like for the 23 and 24 team, like very regimented substitutions. Changes. And now he's just like, no, this isn't working. You go back in. Oh, no, this, you know, you got to go back in. Like he's just kind of rolling with whatever hand is working tonight.
Yeah, I don't think you have to. I mean, it's just, he said at the press conference tonight, and I'll say it again, like every game, something fails them. And so you got to kind of reshuffle the deck a little bit, and they just find a way to make it come out in the sauce. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You know, we talked about it tonight. Like Alex is the one, Alex and Silas are the two guys on the team. You know what you're going to get every night. Like, even if Alex isn't like a great offensive contributor, you know, or he kind of has an off defensive game, he like, you know, again, tonight wasn't great defensively at all. He scored 9 points. He scored 8 points tonight. Like, he has 7 assists.
And 9 rebounds.
Yeah, like always finds a way to kind of just contribute in a positive way.
I want to say too.
Whereas like Solo, probably put. I mean, Braylon's had a couple on and off. Some of the other guys a little bit more volatile. The bench guys particularly have been very volatile individually. As a group, they seem to figure it out. Terrace is the guy that like fills up the stat sheet, but I've got issues. I'll get into that later.
I can't wait. Cannot wait.
But but like it's just a constant. You just got to constantly reshuffle the deck, and I think, again, it's just another thing on this team. I think you can look at it glass half full, glass half empty. It's glass half empty that we are not in a tighter, more dependable rotation at this point. You can look at it as glass half full that like, oh, well, you can kind of shuffle these crazy tarot cards around and see what we flop on the table, right? So, I'm willing to roll with the punches for now, but man, some of these things, I think that's just the torture of it. Like a lot of this stuff is like very fixable. And you just, for some reason, with all the talent, all the character that they have on this team, all the brain power that they have on the staff, it just hasn't gotten fixed yet.
I mean, there's been flashes. There's still, there's moments where it does look good. They were getting
they have runs
the high
in
low
games.
with Alex and either Rybo or Terrace. That was actually starting to work really nicely. Alex had a few really nice passes to a wide open big because they got the rotation work. And like something
they run that stagger screen out of that horn set.
Yeah.
And that thing is a fucking moneymaker, man.
Yes.
You can run it for the wings too. So they have
he's tall enough that he can pass it straight over the defense.
Yeah. Yes. Well, that's the thing. So he's the guy that's usually feeding that pass, but they've run it for him. But they ran that high-low horns action there. So it's like a little stagger screen. So the point guard kind of goes off to the right. You can go to left too on it. And will sort of pass the ball off to the wing. There's like a DHO, but one of the guys sort of sets sort of like a stagger screen. One guy kind of comes all the way, like clears out. The guy in the corner clears out, right? And then he kind of comes back through, and the big sets the secondary screen on the second guy. So they're wide open under the basket when he comes back through. They've run that play a million times. It was all over Twitter a couple weeks ago. I actually bookmarked it.
Hope he sets the screen.
There. You could teach a high school team. You could teach an elementary school team how to run that play. It's an awesome, like very basic, and they score on it all the fucking time.
I've been really noticing a lot. Like I've been paying attention to it now about how much directing Alex does when he's off the ball. Like he's telling people where to go all the time, and like starting the actions a lot of the time. I don't think we're prepared for how much we're gonna miss him next year.
Not remotely. Not remotely.
No.
Stefan Voxel do a good job.
We've only got 5 weeks left of Alex Carabin.
I can't even think about that. It's so upsetting.
The other, that senior day is gonna be. Dan's gonna be
a mess.
Dan's gonna be a fucking useless mess. Luke's gonna have to coach the game. Dan's just gonna be crying. The other thing is, for the consternation, the irony is once we get to when the chips are really down in March, the KenPom point spreads and the metrics, like in a weird way, they go out the window because this shit they're doing now is what I want. Then just win the game. Win the game. They might kill us all. Win the game. And they have, to their credit, they figure it out, and they don't. Like they've had a couple games where they've honestly looked their best, where they've gotten the big leads against the elite teams on their non-conference, and they've almost pissed it away, but they haven't. The Arizona game was a comeback. They get themselves in position, and they just couldn't quite finish it. So these guys, like
Arizona's having some comeback problems too. By the way,
yes, this seems to be a thing for Arizona.
Fifth game that they've started to do that. Although when that team is humming,
there's so much of it. There's just more. They are legit 10 deep. Like it's crazy,
scary, man. But I am probably more in on them than I am Michigan right now. I'm kind of. I feel like
excited for you.
Michigan's so in there, in that conversation. But like I'm starting to soften on Michigan a lot.
I'm so in on Arizona, and I'm furious at myself because I know I'm going back to a bad relationship. I know this. I know it's a bad idea.
It's horrible.
But like,
don't do it to yourself.
I have an answer for everything everyone's going to bring up for why I shouldn't, including the 3-point thing. They're a good 3-point shooting team. They just don't take a lot of them, but they're good at it. If they have to, they can do it. They're really good at it. They just don't.
They're going to have to.
They're going to hit them. They're going to hit them.
Maybe.
Not maybe.
We'll see.
They're a top 60 shooting 3-point team in the country.
I am trying everything I can to stay away from the Arizona Wildcats.
If you had co-compete, would you be shooting threes?
No.
Okay. He's 4 for 15 this year, by the way. I found a hole in this game. Yeah, once this UConn team gets to March, man, it's just about figuring shit out. And these guys have just figured shit out. And they've never like tonight, like they never were in danger of losing the game. We're just frustrated because they weren't killing somebody. They were never it didn't feel like they were in danger of losing the Georgetown game. It didn't feel like I was confident they were going to get the Nova.
That's the fucking surreal thing about all this. Can we also talk about that?
The one they were in danger of was the game in Providence, and Providence just ate a grenade.
Yeah, they've played all of these close games, and not one fucking time was I like, uh-oh. I was like, I'm just more irritated. Right? I've never, ever been at a point where I'm like, man, they're probably going to lose this game. I had a couple thoughts about that in Providence, but that's outside of that. Really haven't. Even the other day with Villanova, like they just figure out ways to eke this thing out. The other thing too, I think, and there's something to be said, I think, for getting a little too UConn-centric when it comes to these things. You look at the teams in the top 10. So we got Arizona's 4th in the country in offensive efficiency, 3rd in defensive efficiency. All right, so that's a national title contender, top 5 in both. Michigan's 8th. It's very good. We think we were 7-3 in 23. Michigan is 8-2 right now. So like they're right around that. Duke is 5-4. I am telling you, man, I am not buying that shit. You cannot do it to me.
I will buy it if you won't.
I don't know if I'm going to go there.
They have the best player in the country.
They do.
Figure it out.
They do. Illinois, seen it already. Great offensive team, lousy defensive team. Ditto for Purdue.
Also very inconsistent, like very roller coaster.
Yeah, Illinois is 1st in offensive rating. They're 30th in defensive efficiency. Purdue is 2nd in offensive efficiency, 29th in defensive efficiency. Michigan State is kind of like a worse version of us offensively, a little bit better defensively. Iowa State's offensive efficiency is careening into the ether. They're already down to 16 now. And Houston is just inching up. Houston is inching up, and Gonzaga is 21-1, and their one loss, they lost by 40 points. So, like, I said it a little bit earlier today. Like, I think the thing is I actually genuinely believe there are, I'll say it, I think there's 12 teams that can win the national title this year. And there's 12 teams that are capable of doing it. Never have I seen a top 12 teams. Like, I think this is the first year I've seen this many national title contenders, but this many national title contenders with like warts, like real warts, like hard to hide. Like you could absolutely go fraud watch on pretty much everybody. It's harder to do with Arizona, Michigan. I'm right there. I'm in it. They're legit. They're for real. Everybody else, man, like there's a case to be made. So, that's the other piece of this. Are we a little bit more towards, I think we're a little bit more in the pack than we are towards the top? Probably. But I don't think it's going to be a lot of adjustments for them to get into that top 4 or 5 mix at all. And we may get the friendliest seating, so it may not even fucking matter anyways. So that could help out greatly.
The way it's looking, and I brought this up to you just for folks broadly, is like if Duke's a 1 and UConn's a 1, and Duke's getting the East, so UConn will be in the South. So UConn, they'll get the friendly first round site, but they won't have the friendly regional site. So that's a little thing, and it'd be interesting to see. I mean, they did it great in 23 when they went as on the road as you can get. So that's a little thing that I'm just keeping an eye on more out of interest.
Works for and against. It depends on who's in the bottom.
I don't think it's a problem. It's just a thing that we hadn't considered yet because
we
now
also got
Duke
Gonzaga in the West region twice.
Exactly.
I mean, the second time was a little different, but so sometimes getting out west is nice. Just get away from the rabble. As long as they have those first 2 rounds at home, I'm much more worried about those.
Just be
I'm much
careful
more
if
worried
you're
about
in,
that than that.
be careful if you're in Vegas in the hotel rooms. Things happen.
Megan, thank you very much. Appreciate everything. Going to keep things moving along here. Mallory, you've been very patient. Go ahead, lay it on us. What do you have
Best
for us?
dressed woman at Gamble tonight.
She looks like a thrift store tonight, or what?
No.
She's dressed in a tuxedo.
Okay, sorry.
Hey, Mal. Would you like to
What?
describe the wonderful
Hi.
shirt you wore first?
Oh my God, my Alex Caravan Solo Ball
Yes.
Stepbrother shirt, which thank God Solo got to see after the game. So mission complete. And I also told Silas, and he's very excited about this. I'm getting a Silas Terrace version,
Oh, God.
and he's like all about it.
You got to do the
So.
go position by position. So it really should be Silas and Malachi, because the Eric.
Well, that's what I said.
because
But he's like, no, he's hell bent
the
on
Eric
Terrace.
Ryba Terrace one would be the one.
Oh, that would be amazing.
That would be
It would
the
be
combination I would splash some cash for in the old NIL store.
All right, see what I can do. I'm calling mostly to talk about my bit this season, which is me fighting with the sound guy.
Yes.
Because I swear to God, when that hockey horn, it was like someone laid their elbow on it accidentally, and it just did not stop. You couldn't hear the UConn chant. Then they're playing heavy metal over it. I'm like, what is happening right now?
I'm not going to let you besmirch the Whalers' goal horn.
They're never coming back. It was
so crazy to hear that.
They don't even play hockey at Gamble. What are we doing?
Losing.
They don't even play hockey
there.
there.
So excited to hear that. I have a whole Twitter thread, by the way.
You did. I had the thread. There were 5 minutes to go in the game, and all I was getting was Robert Cron, Jeff Sanderson, Darley
Zalapsky, Bobby Holik, just Dave Babbage.
I didn't remember who
former Whalers.
For the Whalers. There's no way Bobby Holik played for the Whalers, by the way. No, Mal, they doubled down from Saturday when we were all talking about it, because they
I know.
They played the recording of specifically the Whalers one. Like, they heard people saying it's not the real Whalers, but they're like, all right, pull it up on YouTube, and they just they played it when the game ended too. I don't know how fast if you can hear it. They played it when the game ended.
Like shit. It's totally invasive. It makes no sense. I love it.
Zero.
I want more of the goal horn.
Zero. I swear to God, they saw my tweet and they're like, I'm gonna make her miserable all season, and just keep doing it. It sounded like an early 2000s club in Gamble tonight. There was just like air horns, like hockey horns going off, and then like reggae. It was just
sounds fucking awesome.
An out of body experience.
I don't know what you're talking about. That
Duncan
sounds like
Powell
a great
there
time
too. We had Germans there. It was we were in a giant.
Let me show you Germany.
We were in a giant airplane hangar around the fall of the Berlin Wall, basically. Lot of stuff.
Also, Mary and I critiqued during the spirit fingers when we shoot free throws. You know, everyone does the spirit fingers. Hurley Mania does not do the spirit fingers.
Do.
He just holds his hands up. It literally looks like you're being held at gunpoint.
I was so mad at them.
So you decided not to.
I usually do. I don't like to. The people behind me. There was new people tonight, and I didn't want my hands in the way. So, I.
You were standing on the
yes,
concourse
I did
thing.
that, so I'm not standing up directly in front of them, and the concourse is next to me, so I just kind of go stand there and make a lot of noise like an idiot. I know it's
ridiculous.
Really
You're in the row with one seat, and it's just one seat there. You should totally put a recliner on that seat.
I should. It really so the left armrest folds up, but the right one doesn't, which is kind of weird.
That's phenomenal. That's what you deserve.
It's great. No.
When you look at you're literally sitting there with your legs crossed. You look like you're doing the New York Times crosswords while eating a pretzel.
I was eating a pretzel at one point. That did happen.
Okay.
It was great. It was great for $7, and really, it actually was a really good pretzel. Yeah, no, I normally do the spirit fingers. I actually was doing them tonight. I just didn't have my arms all the way up. Kind of did them in front of my face.
Well, it didn't look. We were stock watching.
No, I'm glad you were focused on the game. That's good. That's good to see we're focused on what matters.
I mean.
Yeah, it wasn't.
But anyway, that's all I had to say, and I love Silas.
He's amazing. Yeah, no, I thought it was.
Such a
I don't
killer.
want to crowd police. I thought the crowd really brought it the last 5 minutes. I mean, it was a weird night. Like
They called almost 50 fouls, man. Like
it shot 30. Providence
I
shot
gotta
31
say
free
something.
throws.
People need to chill on the crowd policing right now. Like when an official is calling a foul every 15 seconds,
It was such a killer.
Really hard for normal people with normal neurological pathways in their brain to get really crazy about a basketball game.
Providence, I'm trying to find when they made like how many actual field goals did they make in the second half? It felt like, I mean, I know how to find that, but it just felt like it was nothing but free throws. Free throw, and it was because UConn kept fouling and they're addicted to fouling. They need to take a fouling cigarette. I hope you told Mary about the fouling cigarette, Mallory. There's no flow, nothing, and so it's really. I'm privileged because I get to be there. It's really hard for the crowd to get into it when it's just whistle. Here's a 5-minute review for something that was fucking obvious to everybody but the guy calling it.
Got to add this 1/10 of a second to the shot clock.
That one was one. Was that what it was for? The first half one?
No, I'm talking about. Remember one? This might have been a bye game where they literally spent 5 minutes.
Oh, I know that. I remember that
last 10th of a fucking second in the first half in a 30-something point game.
No, I remember that. I meant tonight in the first half. There was like a 5-minute delay, and I think they adjusted the shot clock by 2 seconds.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
God. I know.
Wait, I have one more thing before I go.
Yes.
Was it just me, or did they give Kim like 25 minutes to figure out if he wanted to challenge that? If he wanted to review or not?
Yes. Everybody was talking
What the hell?
You might not get to do this much longer. Just take your time. Yeah, that was
the thing that I noticed about Kim, and one of the fatal flaws of his coaching ability. Kim is not always locked into the game.
He's locked into his assistant coaches, yelling at them.
Somewhat. Like asking them sometimes, but like he is very slow to the off on like those little things. You know, kind of those things like when you watch Dan or you'd watch Jim back in the day, like do like that quick timeout. And you're like, oh shit, forgot. Yeah, you just say it to yourself. You're like, oh man, yeah, good. Yeah, they need to call that timeout there. Kim doesn't do that, and then you realize, you're like, fuck, he should have called a timeout. Of course, we're slower than he is, but like he needs to be quicker. It's a lot of that stuff.
Mallory, if you're still here, did you enjoy at the end of first half how long it took the refs to pick up that Kim wanted a timeout when he was like jumping up and down for it?
Oh, I missed that one.
It took the timeout they granted with like 8 seconds left in the first half. He was jumping up and down from like 13 seconds. Like he came out basically onto the court, having already been warned. I don't even blame him. I don't know how those 3 guys don't see him. He's like doing jumping jacks. It was wild. But tremendous job by you with the shirt. Very much appreciated, as always.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You should fly to Omaha. You should go to Omaha Saturday.
Oh my God, I would love to do that.
I have looked into it before. Not an easy place to get to from Hartford, flight-wise.
I would make their lives a living hell.
Yes, we get to see the Dan Hurley. We get to see the Dan Hurley Memorial Safety Tunnel once again.
Get on USSR Air.
Yes.
Take a trip to Omaha, the Soviet Union.
Good old Eastern Bloc architecture. It's nothing like it. Functional.
Comrade Cockbrenner.
I can't believe he's not there. He's not in the game.
I don't know.
What's going on?
Weird. It's gonna be weird to not see
really
Ryan
fucking
Cockbrenner.
weird, man.
Just staggering around the court like a drunken baby deer.
You know what? They'll find a judge.
Scoring 10
play.
points and getting 8 rebounds.
They'll find a judge. He'll play Saturday. They'll figure it out.
No, let's not do that. All right, going to keep it moving along here. I think Cash Fraud is lurking in the weeds here somewhere. We're going to get to him, and then Penfield, you're up next, and then we'll get to Jaden. Cash Fraud, you there? I was there. He's not there anymore. Penfield, you're up, man. What do you got for us? We'll come back to Cash Fraud later.
Well, actually, Mal stole my thunder a little bit because I was going to complain about the DJ because that shit is fucking ridiculous. Like, I think you could pick 9 out of 10 fans out of the crowd and just say, press the button when the music should play, and they would do a better job. than whoever they have hired. But
So
Are you saying they should put me in charge of the music for the game?
I would love that.
it's nerdy that I know this only because I walk by where they do it. So it's power station events. Literally a fucking wedding DJ company runs this shit because God forbid the University of Connecticut did not subcontract out everything that wasn't nailed down. They gave parking away to Laz. We've talked about that. They gave away the whole game operation for all the sports power station events. And I've seen, and it's usually a different person. It's like a kid, like a college age kid, just whoever is the staffer that night running the board. So I feel almost bad for the person, to criticize the person, because it's somebody who's not like a professional really doing it. Yeah, tonight they did a brutal job, but they usually kind of do a brutal job with this shit. We have a band. We have a really good band.
Yeah.
Imagine you had a wedding and you hired a band and then you just had a DJ anyway. That's what we're doing.
And
Why
especially
are we
after
piping
going to
music
like
in?
Kansas and seeing how they
Yes.
do it there, it's just
Yes.
like, geez. And they, they still play music over.
Every some.
Yeah, but like,
it's
jeez.
not a 90-10 mix. Or actually,
Right.
it's 90-10 for the band there. Here it feels like it's 30-70 for the band.
Yeah.
We have a 50-person band that doesn't get to play music. It's insane.
No, and every single person in the crowd knows when the UConn chant is going to happen, except the guy that presses the fucking button.
It was, yeah, and sources close to you and I can report that Big Red himself was not really a fan of how tonight was handled.
Yeah. I don't
And I
blame
would
him. I don't
leave
blame
it
him.
at that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kills the atmosphere. Like that's the whole
Yeah.
reason. It's college basketball. I'll go. I could have put on Knicks Kings tonight if I wanted to watch the fucking
No,
Cavs
and
game.
the Nova game was brutal too. Like this is back to back terrible performances by the DJ.
This feels like the sort of thing Dan.
Except the Whalers horn. I want more of the Whalers.
I
horn.
like the horn actually. I enjoy that, but
I actually I kind of vibe with it. I'm stunned it took them this many years to think of it when they use it for hockey games there. Like it's right there. It's push the button.
They gotta be tactical about it. I think they gotta think about it. I think they gotta get Chris Grassi down at the table with some folks. Connor, they gotta workshop it, figure out where's the right time to unleash the horn.
I will say
And
it's usually key
Sean Burke
operated.
from the ceiling.
It fits in at like the PBA. It seems natural. It was a little odd to hear it at Gamble, but like I don't hate it.
Weird.
Dude, I heard it through the TV and I literally fell out of my recliner.
Yep.
I absolutely lost my mind. I can't imagine listening to that sound in that particular place.
I wish you could have seen my face.
And this is the other thing, and this is the old head. This is
of all the
off the rails
stalking
now.
Mallory, real quick, of all the stalking Mallory and Mary did of me, I wish they had seen me live when that noise came through.
It's crazy. So like,
I
mean, we've got some folks here that will probably remember this, but like going back to the Whalers days, and this is part of it, like I don't think people totally understand. Like it was not a simpatico kind of thing. Like there was definitely some animosity from Whale. Like, how we always everybody complains about the football basketball split. Dude, in the day, it was UConn anything and the Hartford Whalers. And Hartford Whalers fans were always just like really ticked off. They're like, look, man, this is an NHL team. Like this is the big leagues. Like who gives a shit about college basketball? Which you can't fathom saying that today, but back in the day you could, especially in the late 80s when Whaler Mania was going. We hosted the NHL All-Star game.
Yeah,
everybody at the People's
did.
Arena.
It's called a
If you can
rotation. Nobody's impressed. Calm down.
Doesn't even fucking matter. Like
it
it's just
objectively
it
done.
is what it is. It was the place to be. And then like that was like a thing. So like to hear, I mean, they didn't even really use the goal horn with the Whalers until early 90s.
Yeah, because they never fucking scored.
Yeah, well, they would just go right into Brass Bonanza.
They would.
I think like 91 or 92. And they redid the scoreboard, the original, because it used to just be speakers.
Yes,
and
because
did
they
the
were
video.
so terrified that the roof was going to collapse if they hung another scoreboard from it.
Yeah,
It
well,
took
they
until
did hang another
1994 to
scoreboard
be
from
like,
it.
yeah, we're fine. This will
Yeah.
work.
It was 92, and I remember it was a huge deal because remember they used to do those old laser light shows, and people are like, "This is gonna fucking blow your mind." And so they debuted the scoreboard with the Whalers laser light show. I remember being there and just being like, "Man, this is the future."
We are.
Like, we don't even understand.
This is Dippin' Dots in this scoreboard.
This should be coming out in 2050, not now. Like, how lucky are we? And but it was a big thing, man. It was like not so like just for me, having grown up and experienced all that, like to hear the fucking Whalers goal horn in Gamble fucking Pavilion. It shouldn't blow my mind this much. Absolutely broke my brain. I'm gonna remember. This is a moment I am gonna remember from this season. It's gonna go on there. It's probably gonna be in the top 10 or 15. I will remember it. I miss the Whalers.
It was because the other thing is when it came on, it was so clearly like a really low grade. They stripped it off YouTube version of
Yes.
that
Yeah.
was killed me.
The guy was probably at his laptop, YouTubing and searching furiously. I felt that panic before, looking for the right song, looking for the right thing. Like, shit, I don't have it. Now I have it. Let it rip. It doesn't sound great, but it's okay. I'm all right with it.
Oh, that was so. When that thing hit, I'm sorry. I just fell apart. I was like, wow, really? We're just really. It feels like because I can envision Dan being in a meeting. You know how when they're doing the film breakdown, talking to poor Bobby Mullen. I really like that horn. Can we get that horn here?
Oh yeah, totally.
You think we can get the horn? I think we can get the horn. Find it on
I like the
YouTube.
horn.
You can get it. It's easy.
Bobby, get the fucking horn.
And they waited until like 10 minutes to go in the game.
Dan probably came out of the back. He was like, Bobby, did you get the horn? Fuck.
The best is that it all started when they showed Jim Calhoun Saturday. The most fucking
Yeah.
why? Why? Fucking
There's Jim Calhoun. Wow. I hope they do that. Once I make the big screen for the first time, other than rolling across the floor, that's what I want. I want my fat ass.
Once you're not ass is shown on the screen for the first time.
And the fucking horn. That's what I want. I want the horn at my funeral.
We've talked about a soundboard. I know what you need on it. I know what you need on that soundboard. I'm gonna have to fucking tase you when you get that thing.
Oh, that's what I need. I want them to put the horn on my tombstone. So you just walk up in the middle of the cemetery and just go.
As you enter rooms, just goes off.
On my tombstone, just right out in the middle of the cemetery. You got some like mom like warning her son or some shit in the corner. Wong. There you go, man. We can all aspire to things.
And it's hard for it to catch me because I'm used to hearing it more than you are because they use
100%.
a version of it for I'm not the team scores a lot, but they use it at hockey games. But when that thing hit tonight, I thought I was having a stroke. I really did.
Oh my god!
I see we found some humor.
I went catatonic on Saturday, like full blown catatonic. Like I didn't even move.
I turned to you. I said, I could see your face, and I was like, "Oh, this is a part of the back of your brain where the box has been
totally stroked out.
The box has been closed for 22 years, and now we're just opening."
It's just a little mental box in my brain. That was the last thing that I expected to hear when I walked into that
That's
building.
what it was. When Jim Calhoun is shown on the screen at a UConn basketball game, they could have played. They could have started playing "Mirror My God to Thee," and I would have been less surprised than when the goal horn came on.
It's that little door in the back of your brain just goes.
And what comes soaring through the front?
Facial paralysis. Unbelievable. I dig the goal horn. They gotta do it at PBA. They just gotta keep doing it.
It's better than the fucking music. If they're gonna do something, do that. Whatever. Let's be weird. Just don't play the loser song that goes with it. Thank you. Associated with losing.
What's the loser song?
Brass Bonanza.
Oh god.
It's associated with losing.
So bad.
That was just me getting a rise. I know I made people are throwing their listening devices around Connecticut.
And they're like, shut the fuck up about this stupid.
That was just cheap heat. I'm sorry. That was cheap heat.
Okay.
Which we'll get even more of when we get into Terrace, but I won't go there yet.
Penfield, you got anything else for us, man?
Yeah, I was just like, I guess I would wonder how much better all of this would look if Solo just shot like 10% better, like, I don't know. He's taking a lot of shots. He's missing a lot of shots, and I don't know. I think we wouldn't be as stressed out about like the future of where this team is headed potentially. But I don't know.
Yeah, because I don't know if you're right, but I don't know if it's getting better. That his wrist, I mean, like
Right. But yeah,
we saw it Saturday.
yeah.
We know it's there.
Yeah. So we'll see. I hope people don't like lose their shit if this team makes it to an Elite Eight or Final Four and loses. You know.
No, yeah, no. That
know.
you have to be. Our history warps people. Like making a Final Four is an amazing accomplishment.
Exactly.
I'm
And
just like,
we're not going to
please
win a
don't lose.
championship every year. I hope they do, and I think they can. But like, let's just keep things in perspective. Is all I'm saying.
We'll see.
Yep.
UConn fans always do a very good job of keeping things in perspective.
Yeah. Okay. Good night, fellas.
Good night. And I do owe you. I will be doing the remember the Silas challenge. I will be doing that at some point in the next week.
Okay. Well,
I owe you, and I owe the Husky Ticket Project that.
What do I hear?
I think there's a certain Denver Broncos fan should probably do it too. But
we didn't. We let him off the hook. We didn't even bring that up.
Well, now I'm bringing it up. So
now you would argue that's me being a good friend. I would argue that's a missed opportunity by me personally. Kick the field goal. By the way, oh God, 1999 Huskies tweeted the terrorist dunk with the horn. It's just amazing.
There we go. There we go. Yeah.
I'm glad we found this stupid thing to laugh about.
A cheap goal going off of Brian Glenn's skate in my head.
No. Thank you, Penfield.
Yep.
God damn you. Oh God, I can't remember. Fucking hold on.
Yeah. I'm gonna play that all night. I'm gonna go up to bed tonight, and I'm just gonna fucking jack my phone up. I'm gonna put it right next to my wife's ear.
Sound asleep. Yeah,
right next to my wife's ear. Be like, listen to this.
Listen to this. Like it's Back to the Future. Wait till you hear this. You know that sound you've been looking for?
That's gonna be my alarm in the morning.
Oh. God damn you, Claude Lemieux, rotten hell. Unbelievable.
I'm so happy I have that. That's so out of place, dude. I'm like watching
it. That's why it's funny. That's why we keep talking about it. It has absolutely no fucking fit. It doesn't fit. It doesn't make sense.
He just calls the timeout.
Here's Jim Calhoun.
Go.
What? Because Jim, whenever they show him on the big screen, he always does he used to do like the general Tito, let me throw a fist up, like, warlord move, which whatever.
Or just ignores it. He goes,
waves their hand. Oh God, what's your lasting memory of the overtime win over Villanova? Oh, the Whalers horn when they showed Jim Calhoun.
I need a cigarette right now, man.
Oh, sorry, folks. We'll get back to the game. I swear. God, the only way to take you down would be to ask you about terrorists, but we have callers.
Dragging us right back. Jaden Daly, what do you want?
Oh, 3 technical difficulties and greetings from the home office.
Boy, you picked a real humdinger tonight. I'll give you credit. Rutgers ate the whole wheel of cheese to not get the win over Michigan State. You were there at the JMA.
I was, and yay me. If there's one thing I hate, it's covering overtime games.
You hinted at that very subtly in your text messages.
Yeah,
just miserable.
Yeah, cost me a 45 minute difference on my fucking train. So
yeah, that's
Heikel owes me one.
Piscataway's not exactly. Yeah, Piscataway's not exactly an every 10-minute train.
But following along on the live stats and texting with yourself, Jake, Posty, and Mal over the course of 2 hours.
I heard Mal was fun via text.
Mal is always fun.
Yeah, that's true.
But
yeah, it was. I was trying to explain to Jake because he couldn't watch. It was like it's not going badly, but like it's not
But then he had to ask
What you
about it.
want? Yeah. Every time Jake texted asking how it was going, the game, Providence went on looking at nothing run.
Sounded like Ryba had the best game out of everybody. Your thoughts?
Overall, yeah, probably. I mean, Mally was sensational.
Yes,
Man, Mally actually
was
played
great.
normal for a change.
That's why, because with Mally, it feels like it was a better game because Mally, it's such a fucking peaks and valleys thing. Whereas Eric Ryba, he had a couple of quiet games a couple of weeks ago, but like he was never, like he's been, his level's been really high. And Dan post game, Jaden, he straight up said, I have to play him more. So now I'm fascinated with where this, like,
Interesting.
how they work this. Hot balls, I'm not saying we have to. Do you want to touch it? Do you want to touch the hot stove? Is this us like an invitation to do your thing?
I don't know. I just
Hey, hot balls, how do you think Terrace played tonight?
the stat sheet looked nice tonight for him.
I was expecting a Tommy Lasorda. What did you think of Kingman's performance?
Fucking Philly-itis.
No, that's Lee Elia.
I know.
Like, it's crazy that I'm looking at like 19 minutes played, 8 for 9 from the field, 6 boards, 4 blocks, and 19 points. And I'm like, fucking Christ, man. Like, there's certain players that drive me batshit. And it's guys that like, and again, like the stats there, it's all good. But like, man, defensive switches tonight were bad. Rebounding hasn't been great the last couple of games. Like when you ask Terrace, like, you just had 2 fouls in the first half. And the one thing you can't do, you come in the second half, is get a quick third. And he gets a quick third.
First
that was an O'Connell special, right?
It's just
no, he hacked the hell out of him.
We hacked the fucking shit out of him, and it's just like he's a guy that's like so physically gifted and he just gets by on it. And it drives me fucking crazy because I feel like his natural gifts are like so far ahead of where like even Adama Sanogo's were. And he's just not there. And it's little detail shit. It always comes down the wash. Like it looks good on the stat sheet. But I mean, there was 2 blow-bys where like didn't even step to the ball tonight. Like defensive slides that he completely misses. He's really lucky he doesn't get called for more moving screens. He's dominant with his back to the basket, but like he doesn't get himself in good positions to receive the basketball. And we turn the ball over a lot. And he turns the ball over a lot by being in lousy positions. And just like one of those players that like, again, you look at the stat line, you're like, great. And then there's just a lot of meat left on the bone with him. And I know you felt the same way I did tonight. Like I looked at the stat line. I was like, man, that's a lot out, but it didn't feel like he played like that tonight, even a little bit. And, he doesn't see the floor particularly well defensively. He's slow and like there's just so many little things with his game that drive me fucking crazy. He's such a great kid, and that's such a problem.
Right.
And
so
he's such a great kid, and like the focus and like it's gonna keep him from being where he wants to be ultimately. And that's the thing that was killing me early tonight. I was ready to come on here and like go completely nuclear warhead. I was that upset about it, watching it in the game and then after the game. Great down the stretch. It's great at finding that 5 minutes where he like really locks on him and it just becomes a terrorist read. I want to see more of that. But it was the second game against Providence, first game against Providence, just not locked in, not even in the same building as everybody else in the first half. And like they need him, especially with the rebounding shit. has got to be so much better, and it's not. And he gets his because he's the primary target down there. He's great with his back to the basket, but holy shit, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not even like the free throws were bad tonight again, but like I don't even consider that because it's just that is what it is. And like we've seen, like it is aggravating because we've seen the previous 2 games since Georgetown, since Seton Hall, he was great at the line. And this night he had a bad night at the line, but that's never going to be a skill. It's kind of a perfect symbol of the frustration because he can be a 70% free throw shooter because we've seen he either goes 8 of 8 at the line or he goes like 3 of 9. There's really not a lot of in between. In the first 30 minutes of the game, UConn got 25 rebounds. He had 1 of them. What? What? He got a rebound with 2 minutes into the game, then didn't get another one till the last. He got 5 of his 6 rebounds were in the last 10 minutes of the game. What are we fucking doing? Like, how does he get 1 rebound? At one point, I think he had 10 points and 1 rebound. Like, it was great tonight to see the rebounding output that they got of Alex was sensational, but it shouldn't have to be Alex. Like, there's just no reason to get 1 rebound in the first 30 minutes of the game. A little more in the second half when Dan said, "Fuck it, I'm just rolling with Eric Ryba now because he's doing everything we need him to do."
That was crazy.
It was
brilliant.
And like that third foul, I would have stuck his ass on the bench and forgot about him the rest of the game.
The tweet I had about him coming back, I legitimately thought he should not come back in the game. And he closed really good, which is why I'm not the coach and Dan Hurley is. But it would have been perfectly entitled to not put Terrace back in the game, largely because of how well Eric was doing, but also whatever the hell Terrace was doing. And that, by the way, remember the other game against Providence, the way Terrace's performance was? I'm hopeful that a lot of this is Providence is a weird matchup for him. I think we can safely say. Because he had a terrible first half in the first game and a sensational second half in OT. Tonight, he had a terrible first half. His second half was so bad they just didn't play him. And in the last 10 minutes, he was good. So I don't know.
The free throw thing is not really going to fix itself. I mean, he's,
well, it could
40%
but it
his
won't.
freshman year, 58%, 64% last year, 61%. Like what he is, from the free throw line. He's going to have to in the gym and just take as many free throws as
which he's been doing.
Teams are starting to get it, man. They're starting to foul him more and more and more and more and more.
And I just want to say, him not making him tonight doesn't mean, he's not doing it in the gym. He is. It's hard for bigs. The geometry is.
Some guys are just not good at shooting free throws.
Like it's annoying. He has a great looking stroke. It's a really good looking stroke.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work. That not my concern. I do think he's going to get fouled more. Why wouldn't you? But the rebounding, the losing guys, that's the stuff that you can't have. I can live with him shooting 3 of 9 at the line if he's rebounding, if he's boxing out, if he's locked in defensively. Oswin's playing drop, man. This isn't like Oswin doesn't want to go more than 2 feet from the basket.
That's the whole thing, and we're like playing high post and like. Like Ryba does stupid freshman shit. Also a guy that does stupid freshman shit, Terrace Reed, but he's been doing it for 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, at some point it's going to have to stop.
I don't want to get too down in the dumps about it, but man, oh man, I was not. I don't know.
Yeah, and you feel bad.
It's the one that lives in my ass. I think everybody's had irritations with certain guys on the team, and that's totally fine. Mm-hmm. Terrace is the one that lives in my ass. He's such a wonderful human being.
That's why because he's an incredible person. He's a tremendous kid.
Like I can't fucking do it, dude. It just drives me crazy. And tonight was just, you need him to not do something. He just can't.
Understandable.
Not do it.
And I think Dan might have, Jaden, you didn't see this, but in the post game, Dan might have, not breaking point, but I mean, he said that what you can control as a coach is minutes, and Eric's got to play more minutes. Well, if Eric plays more minutes, I mean, there's only one place that's coming from. So I'm going to be.
Eric's not as safe of a bet with the ball in the post, but man, his passing is a lot better, and it's so much more complimentary of the movement, off-ball movement that we have. You know, I think the thing that's like just the big key difference between the two is like Terrace, as long as you can get the ball to him in good position, he's going to finish at the rim. He's going to get the 2 points. He is a safe bucket getter. Ryba is less of a sure thing under the basket because he's just not as physical yet, right? But like the off-ball movement, his ability to see the floor, pass out of the post, completely different level of player. And he's a freshman. And like, given how complimentary it is, I know we've talked about this a million times. Like, Ryba is like the kind of big that Dan has wanted for 6 years here. So fucking use him. Because you can clearly do, I think, a lot more than we think. And I think Dan sometimes gets a little bit on a shorter trust leash with some of these guys. Because there's nights where Eric comes out a little head in the clouds, too. It's just college.
I think you're right. And I think against St. John's, his game is going to help a lot more because St. John's has the same thing with Zuby, who is leading the team in assists.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to have to move him around a little bit, and I think Eric will be able to do that.
Yeah.
Whereas, Terrace is just going to be where Terrace is going to be. And again, it's, that's just where I'm at with it. I was a lot angrier before. I probably should have just gone for it before. It would have been a much better, unhinged, very stupid, poorly informed rant.
Well, it's probably for the best that I let you. I'd like to act like I did this on purpose. It's better that you didn't just lay into on the NIL's show one of the starting centers. That was so Jaden. That was how things went. Malachi was great. Eric was great. Rough shooting night for Alex, but he still puts up 8, 9, and 7.
Almost fucked around and got a triple-double.
Yeah, and Solo might have fucked up his wrist again. So
I heard about that. I hope he's all
great.
right.
We're doing great.
I'm assuming that Bobby is going to do a Zoom with Dan during the week before going out to Omaha like he does for every road game. So I'll jump on that and we'll get some clarification. I heard Braylon might be back too, so we'll see how that goes.
The post-game stuff on him sounded really positive. Yeah. We'll see.
I have Pete's recap in my inbox, so I have to go edit that.
Okay.
I will be sending you a particular audio transcript tomorrow night, so that gives you a clue as to where I will be tomorrow night.
Jay, what do you want me to fucking say? We're terrible right now.
Fighting for my fucking life. That was me tonight with fucking overtime at the rack. God.
He really is. The Seton Hall descent may have begun.
Yeah, so I'll be there tomorrow night, and Thursday right now is going to be up in the air, but there's something that I'd like to do there if the trains are okay. I'll be covering my first women's game of the year Thursday night.
Oh, nice.
Fairfield and Quinnipiac, battle of 11-0 in the MAC.
There we go. Love that.
That is a sicko game.
That's tremendous. It's a big game. Is that at Fairfield?
It is at Fairfield. It is at the Leo D. Mahoney Arena.
The Hot Balls Arena. We have seen 12 minutes of it.
All right. Love you guys. We'll talk after I get out of Omaha.
That's right. We'll have to have you on live from Omaha.
Yeah.
God knows what time, but you will be there.
I hope you practiced your Russian.
I'm out there Friday night. It's a funny story. My first job was as an electronics salesman / manager at Sears, and it was in a very Russian and Jewish community, and people used to ask me if I spoke it all the fucking time. So I may have to. I did not, and I still don't.
Old school guy, Jaden. You're like an old school college basketball reporter, and you worked at Sears.
I love it. By the way, thanks in advance for fucking breeding showing up in Omaha. I'm just gonna put that out there now.
Don't even.
Every time you show up at a UConn game, Captain Dickhead is here.
Well, he didn't go to Marquette last year.
It's true. That's true. It was an honor to be in the building, Jaden.
Groover Potter Chiazza, but we'll see.
It was an honor and a privilege, Jaden, to be in the building with Roger Ayers this evening.
Yeah.
Absolute pleasure.
And Roger and you had O'Connor.
I know. It was wild. And
even though Mal wanted to know why he was calling every other fucking foul.
It was Morrissey was the other one. Yeah, and it was an honor to be in the building with him. To be clear, he's a butcher. Morrissey signal. I tweeted this. Morrissey signals a shot clock violation in a way I've never seen an official signal it. He just kind of does a circle on his head instead of tapping his head, which was really weird.
Interesting.
I wish you were there. You're the
had
only
Tommy
human.
on several games.
You're the
I would
only
never know.
human I know on earth that would appreciate that. And I was like, I wish
I
Jada was
would.
there for this.
Now I have to actively watch him pull a shot clock the next time I have him on a game.
Yeah, you could pull up the replay of the UConn one, but I don't know if he's on the broadcast. Yeah, it's weird. It's very weird what he does. I only noticed it because he was in front of me, and I was like, "What the?
Very nice.
What the?" It's like
All right.
the 10th weirdest thing. But I'll let you go. Thank you for your coverage, and we will talk to you Saturday night in occupied Soviet Omaha.
Absolutely, love you guys.
You against the family hot balls Saturday. He's watching the fucking horn again.
Fucking love that.
I can just barely hear it, but I know what it is.
I love it. Speaking of loving, I want to talk about a Connecticut business, folks. Nothing comes close to Martin Roll Souls. Since 1928, Martin Roll Souls has been feeding cranky Huskies fans all over Connecticut and beyond. Hot dogs, sausages, kielbasa's, and deli meats. They have everything we need to keep jerks like Hurley Mania fed quiet. If they didn't threaten to pull their sponsorship over it, even a place to frankly just leave them. I promise we wouldn't do that to them. Again, that's Martin Roll Souls at 45 Grove Street in New Britain, official sponsor of the Connecticut Basketball Spaces Wiener line. There's nobody else.
Oh, well, that's a nice way to tie it up with our sponsor as we look forward to another late Saturday night space. That's an 8:00 game. At least we're not going. So we will be.
I don't think we've had like a normal time space all year.
We did. It was the worst numbers we did. We did Sunday afternoon after Marquette. We did it with Tom Moore. We're thinking this will be
at like 6:00. Yeah, we did it. You didn't show up, people. That's what you get.
I tried to do one Sunday. Tried to do one Saturday. You were at the opera.
I did. Figaro.
It was beautiful. But no, it'll be a late Saturday night, and then we got Tuesday night. That'll be late. Friday night. That'll be late. Even the Georgetown game at Gample's a fucking 8:00 tip on a Saturday.
Wow,
which is really disgusting. I've been eyeballing that as a really fucked up thing of the year nominee that we have coming on Valentine's Day. By the way, Creighton is a night game. We have I think we're just late the rest of time, except for Seton Hall, which will always be the last home game at noon on a Saturday until the end of time because this league is very uncreative. So there's that.
A lot of weird late games.
I think it's.
By the way, speaking of games, 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's night games the rest of the way.
Guys, we got 10 games left in the regular season.
Yep.
That's it.
Hope they fixed it. Hope they
went down. Also, just to add to everybody's feeling of undying security, we're down to 13th now in Kemp.
Well, you know what? Although the odds to go undefeated in the league actually jumped 0.5% thanks to Creighton going absolutely shit mode. We're now projected to win the St. John's game, by the way.
Are we?
Slightly. We'll see.
Well, look at that. Look at that.
I like that you had to tabulate how many games were left when we're in league play and we're 10-0. And the league only plays 20 games.
Fucking 1:02 in the morning. And I'm totally transfixed by the heart.
The horn's broken you. The horn's broken us all. We're horny for the horn, ladies and gentlemen. And we're horny for the Huskies, who are 20-1, 10-0. And on to Omaha. Tough test. Always is. And that team is schizo this year. But we will be with you.
Great fans always enjoy seeing us.
Yep. It's 8 p.m. Saturday on Fox, so probably 11, I would guess. 11 o'clock Saturday night.
That's about it. Yeah.
And if they're through that, it would seem like they're going to be 12-0 going to the Garden. It would seem. Xavier, pesky, a lot of fight in Xavier, but not nearly the challenge of what they have Saturday night. But who knows in this topsy-turvy sport where
there's 3 games. I think we will beat St. John's at home. Knock on wood. So I think that Nova game, St. John's game, and the Creighton game. Those are 3 biggies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those are 3 big road games. And of the they only have 5 road games left. They have 5 road, 5 home left, and 3 of them are 3 toughest trips in the league. So they want to do it, they're gonna. I mean, there's not really a hard way. It's a balanced schedule, but it's building towards the crescendo here coming up.
How did you not know that in the 20 game
I
schedule?
know. I walked into that, and maybe we can get a quad 1 game in here. That'd be nice if somebody in this league could. Good.
Play
The Villanova
basketball.
game being a quad 2 was really depressing.
It's unfortunate.
Need Nova to put it together. Yep, that's kind of where we are. Next couple of days, just real quick. St. John's has Butler at home tomorrow night. Seton Hall has Xavier at home tomorrow night. DePaul at Georgetown tomorrow night. Pivotal matchup in the league.
That's a big one. It's a gettable one.
Tied for 5th, but what if?
Dude, the Mons could be 5-5 halfway
They can't
through.
be wearing white on a Thursday at the Garden. That's just a crime against God.
Could you imagine if they had to pack the white jerseys? What would anybody
We
do?
ever had these? Do we even bring these? I don't even know what.
The brightness of them. Gibbs is going to be wild. All right, I think I'm done. Are you done?
I'm very done. I have a
Extremely
6:45
done.
alarm, so we'll see how this goes.
No. Well, have fun with that. Not me.
I'm sadly.
All right, folks. Well, we'll be back on Saturday coming to you from the Union of Soviet Socialist Omaha after the game, probably a little bit later at night, but we will be here to recap all the fun of Creighton and UConn, our favorite destination. And what the heck was that in the background? Is that the goal horn? Oh, it's the Soviet national anthem. I love it.
Going to Omaha.
There we got a real 80s thing going here. I'm excited about that. Off to Omaha. All right. Well, we'll see our comrades at Creighton on Saturday. We'll see you guys after the game as always. But until then, folks, you guys know the deal. Until then, everybody, keep in touch with yourselves. Good night, everybody.